Hello, you're welcome to my Simple Maths YouTube channel. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, try to do that, like, comment and share our videos so that other people can see what we do. Alright, today we want to look at tips to help you prepare for a mathematics examination. Now, I discovered that a lot of students fail mathematics examination not because they don't know what they are doing, but because they don't pay attention to some certain details. And those are some of the things we're going to be looking at in this video today. Alright, the first says preparation starts long before the D-Day. A lot of students make the mistake of preparing for examination few days to the exam date. This is one of the recipes to failure. You don't start preparing on the day. You start preparing earlier. Sometimes it's depending on type of exam you're writing. It can be a year before the exam, 6 months, 3 months, a month before the exam, but just make sure you prepare long before the examination. Now, for a subject like mathematics, practice makes perfect, and that is the watchword. The more you solve questions, the better you are, and the more prepared you are for any form of assessment. So please take note, you start preparing long before the D-Day and not a day or few hours to the day of the examination. Is that okay? Good. Alright, the next says ensure you're physically and mentally ready for the examination. Now, being physically ready means in terms of your body, now you are okay, you're not sick, you don't have headache or whatever. So now I discovered that it's common to see students complain of headache, tiredness and all sorts during the examination. It is important to ensure that you're physically fit and mentally alert to face the challenge before you. So that means you should be sure that there is no sickness, and also you're not thinking about anything, you're not anxious, you are okay. So physical and mental preparation is very important for any examination. Is that okay? Alright, the next one says sleep well days preceding the exam day. Sleep well days preceding the exam day. Now, it's important that you're well rested days to the exam. This can be achieved if you start preparing early enough. The night before the exam is not when you take Nescafe and deprive yourself of good sleep. You should be well rested and refreshed for the task before you. So a lot of us, we play, and then few days or a day to the exam, you want to have all night, you want to have VG, you want to drink Nescafe. That is not good enough. You actually need to be well rested before your examination. Alright, the next says ensure you have all the writing materials and other essential materials needed. Now, everyone knows that you need a pen, pencil, mathematical set, 4-figure table, calculator when allowed for your mathematics examination, isn't it? So don't be negligent. Ensure you have your exam cards and any other necessary documents ready a day before the said exams. I've seen children who have come to write exam, and just because they don't have a pencil or eraser, they are destabilized, and before you know what is happening, you've forgotten all what you prepare for. So it's important that you get all your materials ready. Do a check before you leave the house and immediately you get to your exam venue. So ensure you have all these things to avoid any form of discomfort while you're writing your exam. Alright, the next says go with a watch if you have one and manage your time effectively. Alright, a clock or a wristwatch will come in handy to help you keep track of time. In a situation where you don't have this, politely ask your invigilator from time to time. Ask them for the time. You understand? Mathematics examination requires speed, smartness, accuracy. So you have to be a good manager of your time. If you need to allot time to each question, please do so. There are times that you need to give each question time. Okay, I'm going to spend 5 minutes on this, I'm going to spend 10 minutes on this. That will help you to manage your time so that you won't spend unnecessary time on particular question when you could actually go on or move on with other questions. So time management is very important in writing your mathematics examination. Alright, the next one says read instruction carefully. Read instruction carefully. A lot of people fail not because they don't know what to do, but they fail to do it rightly. Always read all written instructions and adhere to verbal instruction. There are cases where you'll be asked to answer 3 questions and some of you end up answering 5 questions just because you're not listening to the instructions. So it's very important when you're writing any examination, especially mathematics examination, you need to read instructions carefully. Right, the next says always start from known to unknown questions. So no rule says you must start from question 1. When you have your question paper, quickly glance through and answer the easy questions first before proceeding to the one that requires you to think. There are times when you have some questions that you think will take some time. So it's always good to start from the one you know and then you come back to the ones that you might need to think about. This way you avoid unnecessary time wasted and then you don't get yourself unnecessarily agitated. Is that okay? Good. Alright, the next one says in a situation where you have objective and theory questions together, start with the theory questions. Now, for most exams, you need to take note that theory carries higher mark and are usually lesser in numbers. So it's wise to start with theory so that in case the time is not enough, you are sure that you have covered a large ground. So most of us want to start with the objective and then you waste time. So I always advise that you start with the theory questions. That way you know that you have covered a lot of ground and then you use the remaining time for your objective. Even if you don't finish, at least you know that I've done something reasonable. Do we understand that? Very good. Alright, the next one says when solving your mathematics theory questions, always ensure your workings are in a step-by-step detailed manner. Some of us are always in a hurry, skipping steps. And one thing you should understand is that in mathematics questions, each step carries mark. So you just discover that, oh, I got the final answer and yet I scored 2/10. That's because you have skipped some steps. So it's important that you do your workings in a step-by-step detail. Don't assume that the examiner knows. Actually, the examiner is supposed to know that this is the next thing. So always be detailed. Step by step is very important in your mathematics theory question. Is that okay? Very good. Alright, the next one says don't be in a hurry to submit. Ensure you go over your questions and answers again. Some mistakes can easily be corrected if you can sit back and cross-check your answers. When the invigilator says you have 10 minutes left, it's not time to be rushing to finish a particular question, but rather a time to go through what you have done so far. So please, no matter what, always make sure you go through your questions and answer before submitting. Never be in a hurry to submit. Is that taken? Very good. Alright, the next one says avoid panicking. Be as calm as possible. Fear has made a lot of people make mistakes that could have been avoided. Be calm, do your best and leave the rest. Avoid being anxious. And most of the time, anxiety comes when you are not well prepared. Once you're prepared for your exam, you come in, you sit and you do your work. Just be calm, irrespective of what happened. Just try to make sure that you don't panic so that you don't get worked up. When you're worked up, you're most likely not going to remember what you have read. So in mathematics examination, it's important that you are not anxious. You don't panic. You are as calm as possible. Is that okay? Alright. Alright, the next one says avoid exam malpractice. Now, if you understand that examination is not the determinant of your intelligence, you will not go down the route of malpractice. Prepare for your exam, then come and give it your best shot. Most of the time, you want to engage in exam malpractice because you're not prepared. So instead of engaging in exam malpractice, I will just encourage you to prepare well for your exams. Do you understand? Now, I always tell people that the time you will use in writing the things you want to come and copy, you could have used that same time to just read and understand whatever it is you want to come here to do. So please avoid exam malpractice, do your best, come and write, and believe that you will do well in whatever exams you have written. Is that okay? Alright, the next one says pray very well. Pray very well. This is very important. Remember, you have no control over what happens after you submit your papers. Your prayers can go ahead of you to help you water the ground and prevent unforeseen circumstances. Prayer is the key. Very important before, during, and after your examinations. Make sure you pray very well. Alright, I hope these tips have been helpful to you. So if it has been helpful, I would encourage you to don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this with your friends. And how can you do this? You can do this by liking, by commenting, and sharing our videos. Remember, we still have a lot of videos in our YouTube channel, and I hope we will see you doing that, looking at our videos and sharing with your friends. Thanks for watching and listening. See you next time. Bye bye.